CCR TV, channel of God's love. A warm welcome to all our viewers on this episode of Goenche Tarvotti. आयज आमचे एक खास कार्यावळींत आमकां खोस भोगता तुमचे मुखार हाडूंक आमचो तारवोटी भाव रोलंड फेर्नांडीस. रोलंड गांवांत वास्कोचो आनी क्रिस्टल क्रूज लायन्स ह्या लग्जरी क्रूज लायनराचेर नोकरी करता. ताणें एक तारवोटी कसो पयलीच सर्वीस ते फामाद P&O क्रूज लायनीचेर सुरवात केली आनी आयज 20 वर्सां ओदीक एक तारवोटी कसो तो तारवार काम करता. During this 20 years, Roland has changed a couple of cruise liner companies for better prospects and today is a happy Goenche Tarvotti and he enjoys working on board the cruise liners. We welcome to our studios today Roland Fernandes from Vasco.
Well,
Roland, a warm welcome to you to our studios today.
thank you very much, Roland. Indeed, it was nice meeting you too and taking the pleasure to see you here in the CCR TV.
Yeah, it's a pleasure for us also to have you on our studios in this chat show today.
Thank you.
Roland, let's begin, and I would like you to tell us briefly about yourself and especially your growing up years. How was it like?
Well, Daniel, this is a very good question. I'm very happy to answer you this. I'm basically raised and brought from Mumbai, where I used to call it Bombay, but now it's Mumbai. And I did my education, raised, like my family, everything were there. And education, started small, working in the restaurants also in Mumbai. And after that, I started working in abroad. Why? I wanted to work in abroad because I wanted to grow up. And having said that, my main intentions was to work on the cruise lines.
I see.
So working in cruise lines, yes, people always say it's a privilege to see the world and to learn and get more knowledge. And that really adapted into my career and it really focused a lot of things when I was at the age of 14. Mm-hmm. So that really hit my target and I really made the target well. So when I started a cruise line, my first cruise line, as you mentioned, P&O Cruise Lines, what is known as Peninsular and Oriental, the steam navigational company. I started the company as a dishwasher. Very good position. Yes, it's a hard work, but that's the time for me to step in. And I really wanted to put my foot in to join the cruise lines because that was the only option. If you want a high position, yes, you have to go from the scrap. And I took that advantage. And after that, I changed few companies. I worked for Fernandes as a busboy, then joined Disney, one of the topmost company with the high standards. Worked from the assistants to the server to the service excellence, trained the trainer. Yes, I grew up. I did about 17 years with the company. And due to the lockdown, I had to come down. Yes, I thought I would finish it off. And finishing off, that was not the end of me. And I guess like many cruise lines were coming out and there was a lot of competition. And I said, why not try a different company? So I was offered a position as a butler for Silver Sea Cruise Lines, which is a very good company and was very high indeed. It was one of the 6-star luxury. I did one contract there and the Crystal Cruises, they come out with the cruise lines and to get the job at the Crystal Cruises, it's basically hard.
Yeah, Roland, coming back to my question, you said you grew up in Mumbai,
Yeah.
right? You did your education also in Mumbai.
Yeah.
So for quite some time, you have spent a good amount of your younger years in Mumbai, right?
Yes.
Till the time you started working.
Yes.
But having been in Mumbai, what and who actually motivated you to join a cruise shipping and make a career there? Was there anybody who from whom you got this inspiration?
None from my family, but I was staying in a colony where my neighbor was there. His name was Mr. Albert Barreto. Was working as a chef for a tanker. Very often when I see him after every 7 to 8 months, comes with the heavy bags with a lot of good things and things. So I used to always go to him like, uncle, like how will I be at your place? Mm-hmm. And he used to always say, you need to work hard. Ship is not an easy thing. But I used to say, okay, fine, it's not an easy thing, but I'm ready to face the challenge.
Okay.
And that time I was very young, I was like 14 years old. And
I see.
So with that, I took the intensive and like moving forward, I started working as a catering small scale for weddings and everything, just to learn the job. And the first thing what I got was, when I went to catering, I joined one of the hotel known as the Kohinoor Airport, which is known as the Continental, which is in Andheri. Started doing catering over there, learning simultaneously easily the jobs of a waiter, what is going to be, writing my notes, taking back home. Unfortunately, like, wanted to go for an interview, had passed an interview, but here we are. Like, they put me, your first internship, they don't put you straight as a waiter. So you have to learn to be a waiter, you learn the job from there. And I was ready for the challenge.
Okay.
I took it.
So
And it was amazing.
How, that gentleman in your neighborhood, you said, was your kind of an inspiration. Right?
Yes, indeed.
Although he was working on a tanker, but you had mindset to join the cruise ship.
Yes.
So it started somewhere there when you were just a teenager.
Yes.
Right? So तुमच्या कुटुंबान तुझे फॅमिलीन तारवोटी असो कोण ना? तू पयलोच तारवोटी तुमच्या कुटुंबान फॅमिलीन?
वय
तुजो बापूय म्हणूया ओ तुझे वडील कितें कोत्ताले?
डॅडी, मुगे डॅडी आणि मामी बेसिकली गोवन, पूण मामी आमचो गोंयचे. शी इज कमिंग फ्रॉम सान जसिंतो आयलँड अँड डॅडी इज फ्रॉम कोर्तालीम. अँड डॅडी शिर्वीस करपाक बॉम्बे जालो. That time I was not born also. And since daddy was there, we used to stay in a small house where daddy had got a small railway quarters, but mom didn't like it, so he had to buy a house in Mumbai, which is no, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So सांगून आमी थिंगा गेले, मागीर आम रावले, वाडले, इस्कॉल केले, डॅडीन आमकां शिकयला.
बॉम्बे.
आनी तारवोटी जावपाचें मुजे पयलींसून खुशी आहलें केन्ना हांवें चोयलां, मुजे अंकलाक चोयलो तो तारवोटी म्हणून. हांवें मुजी उमेदान घेयला, मुजे काळजान घेयली ती. काळजान घेतना ती.
It was a kind of a turning point decision for you at that young age.
Yes, it was.
Am I
really,
right if I can say
yes,
that?
yeah. It was a turning point, and from that I really took it very seriously, and I took it in a pleasure as like, okay, if this is thing, and if I can grow up my future and I can make my future bright, why not? Let's take it.
Tell me something, Roland. Since you joined the ship, what was your age when you joined the first cruise liner?
I was 22
And what
years.
was the posting that you got in the beginning?
So the first job when I got in Piano Cruise Lines.
You were what was your age?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I joined as Piano Cruise Lines, and when I was interviewed, they asked me a lot of questions. Are you ready to work hard? I said yes. Are you ready to take the swell of the rough seas? I said yes. I said, then they say, okay, are you ready to work as a dishwasher? I said, why not? Position is not important. For me, I wanted to enter my career into a cruise line.
Okay.
And there where they passed me my interview.
You were very firm on that.
I was very firm with that, and I was very
Perhaps
confident.
That was what impressed them also.
Yes, indeed.
The panel, interview panel.
Yes, indeed.
Fine, Roland. जाल्यार तुका उगडास जाता पयलोच तूं तारवाड चडलो तेन्ना. What are the memories that you hold of that particular first voyage of yours? Definitely, you will have something which has, registered deeply into your subconscious mind.
Yeah, the thing is, like, when I was first time when I went, I was very excited. Like, okay, I'm going to see the world.
Okay.
Entered my food like to the dishwash. I saw the huge dishwash machines where we are running thousands of plates. Like, it's like military, we're pushing so fast.
Okay.
The skills what you requires there is like not, you need to be very active. And getting with active, you need the potential, you need to be motivated. Yes, there was some kind of a rough seas also. Now, when you have rough sea, you cannot leave the place and go because you need somebody to run the show.
Right.
The water swell, the water is rough, water is hitting to deck 3. As soon, like when we used to go to Piano, the Bay of Biscay, one of the roughest channel. It was very, very, no matter if the sea looks calm, but the undercurrent is so strong that it really hits you.
I see.
So, taking that initiative, like, okay, the rough sea, let it hit me. How much it can hit me? How much? Today,
so
tomorrow.
You were so strong-willed.
I was really strong-willed.
Very strong mind.
Just strong mind. And secondly, I was very confident. If not today, tomorrow I'm taking it down. So I learned the job. It was very tough. But I was really enjoying. Once you take that initiative of enjoying that part, there's no negativity in you.
Good. Tell me something. So since you boarded your cruise liner and you were already working on the ship, did you remember your parents, your siblings, and how did you feel their absence? तुझो आवय बापूय नासलो, तुजी भावना नासली भाव भयणां आसा जाल्यार तेन्ना तुका कितें भोगलें एकलोच एक सोरोच तारवार आहाय आनी भुरगो 22 years not a very big age as such.
या कितें सांगू लायक कारवार वयतना माय पायचे कुडा जायते पाटी येता केन्ना आमी बेजारताय आमकां नाकशेट जाता शिरीस नाका आमकां
तुका तेन्ना कितें भोगलें पयलेच वियाजीक हांव म्हणटा तेन्ना फर्स्ट मागीर तूं एक्सपिरियन्स गेन कोत्ता
वय
बट फर्स्ट हाव वॉज द फर्स्ट एक्सपिरियन्स वेन यू वेंट मिसिंग युअर पेरंट्स युअर सिबलिंग्स बॅक होम फ्रॉम द comfort of your home you have just gone out on the high seas.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Like when you move from out of the comfort, you really miss them. Like one day, like it was such thing. Like my parents are not there. Whom will I talk? Friends are there, but friends are not there for all the time. They're also busy. काम शिरीस काबार जाता को तू कॅबिनान येयलो तो आयडल बसलो एक बियर हातीन घेयल तुवें एक पाटी 2 गूट बियरात वयतो चिंतोत रावतलो तो आवय आयज मम्मी डॅडी आसले काय बरें उलयताले पूण तशें सोदां जायना हे जिवितान आमकां जायते कठीणपण येता देर आर मेनी ट्रबल्स कमींग बट दीस ट्रबल्स आर नॉट फॉर लायफ लाँग.
Okay, they're temporary.
Yeah. So
They
it's
pass
temporary,
off.
and they pass off. Once you're out of the room, it's already wiped out. Your mindset is on work,
On duty.
on duty.
100% it is on duty.
You're 100% there, and you should be 100% duty. If yes, we do agree, we get homesick. We remember our wives, we remember our kids. But yeah, that's not what you wanted. What is in your mind? You switch on your mind on the duty mode. You come for your target. You make your target. You make your money. You go home and you see how you're going to enjoy back home.
With your family.
With your family. With your family, with your loved ones, with your friends.
So, that's a very positive mindset, I should say. Am
Yes,
I right?
indeed. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
You give your best to your duty, and then when you're back home, you give the best to your family too.
Indeed.
That's what you do, Roland.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. Tell me something. Beginning with the P&O cruises, the cruise lines, and now, how many companies perhaps you have, changed for better prospects? And how easy it was in your case? Did you have to wait for an opening, or was it immediate transition after giving up this job and joining the other one?
Yeah.
Was it so easy?
I
You seems to be making it too easy. Like, let us know what is the story behind it.
Okay. Let's get to this point. Yes, some people do wait for a long term to get the openings. But I think so. I was really having very good blessings from God and plus my parents. Whenever I used to go for other company, like from Airborne, it was quicking like, okay, sir, I don't want to go here. I want to go to a different company. And he says, are you ready to go this as a busboy? I said, why not? You'll get so and so dollars. I said, not a problem. I want to grow. After Fred Olsen, Disney, one of the
Disney Cruises.
Disney Cruise Lines, one of the topmost company, and they had only 2 ships. Same, I go there. And I still remember Singaporean. He says, Roland, we come on vacation. There's an opening for Disney. I said, sir, you don't need to ask me. Disney is like you're touching heaven. People struggle to get a job over there. Why not me? I take it. But you're ready to join in 10 days. I said, sir, you send me tomorrow. My bags are not unpacked. I'll go. And he was so like impressed with the way I said. And he sent me. When I went to Disney, like a lot of people say, it's a great company.
I see.
It is a great company, no doubt. But there are certain rules and regulations that comply. You follow those rules and regulations, you are a success. And I did 17 years with that. With that company, I learned a lot of things. Very important is your body slang language, the way you approach people. Because it's an American company. Americans are a different way, and Indians are different. What we and you talk to each other, we talk very good. But there's a way how we talk. But in the same way, we cannot talk to other Americans. That's what we call diversity. The words are counted.
I see.
Your body language, your attitude is counted. You cannot point finger. I can point finger with you because we know each other.
Right.
I don't know them.
So it's not in their culture.
It is not. Well, and it's something different. But you know what? When we go to a different world, we go to a different place, a different culture, we learn so many things. And it's a very good thing that we learn diversity, which is very important in today's generation. Especially in cruise lines, if you lean on all these diversities.
So you had mastered this art of getting to know different cultures, their body language, how to deal with them,
Yeah.
their attitude,
Yes.
and your behavior and interactive style of doing things.
Yeah.
And that was how perhaps you were successful in getting changing your jobs from one to the other and adjusting yourself.
Yes.
Can we put it like that?
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Then in that case, tell us something about your present job and the cruise line that you're serving, and what is your posting on this ship?
Well, at the moment, I'm working for Crystal Cruise Lines. I just signed off and I'm working for the position as a butler. A butler is a very good position where you are the first and the last contact with the guest. A butler is always anticipated, eye for details. That includes everything, your reservations, your dining reservation, your show excursion reservations, that comes your shoe shine, presentation, how you present the shoe, your laundry service.
Okay.
If the guest says you want to escort him to the elevator, it's you because you are the butler.
Butler.
A butler is basically, I'm your private person.
Like
I'm
a
the
private
one-
secretary.
as a PA, you can call it. You have to be a definition to the customer or the guest that you are really into taking care of the guest. You are here for him or for her.
Okay.
You are here to give him or her a luxury service. If the guest wants breakfast in the bed, why not? I present the breakfast in the bed because that's what we call luxury. We call the crystallized standard service.
Okay.
When it comes to luxury, we pamper. Okay.
You pamper the guest.
We pamper the guest. Guest ang sangla maka okay. Roland maka ata I don't feel good. I don't feel like going in the dining. I said yes, ma'am. Why not? I will get the dining food right to your table. I will serve you.
That is how the service is.
That's what we call luxury.
Luxury.
And that's what we call anticipating. So the guest, whatever is coming, because as when it comes to the part of luxury,
So in this particular position of a butler, how many guests do you have on your list of service?
at the moment we do 13 to 14 rooms.
So you are the butler for this 13
to 14
room.
rooms. And you have to be a very smart player.
Yes, because you got to manage 14 different cabins and 14 different guests maybe. Am I right?
In one cabin there are two
Two.
guests.
So 28.
20, yeah. Sometimes, when I still remember the Christmas time, I had 18 cabins. Yes, we do have to remember. But yeah, as we say, we cannot please everybody. But one thing very important, we can't afford to take a complaint also. Why? The guest is paying a lot of money.
Yes.
Some guests are saving to come on a luxury line to experience, to explore the nature.
What is luxury?
Yeah, what is luxury? So if we do not give service, then why is
Then
luxury
something
for?
is found wanting, like.
So the guest will say, I better sit in my room, I have my servant who will give this. But we are more than that.
Okay. Tell me something, Roland. Having said that, you have got to look after 14 cabins as a butler, and you are responsible for their comfort, for their happiness, and just about everything. Am I right?
Yes.
So tell me, do you enjoy your job, and how stressful is it day in and day out?
At the moment, I really enjoy the job as a butler. Coming back to stress, stress is everywhere. But it's you, how you handle the stress. As I say, you need to be a very smart player. If the guest is, if you have like, sometimes I get stressed, like 4 cabins, give me a dinner order at one time.
Yeah.
I cannot tell the guest, ma'am, I have a dinner order, I can come back to ma'am. I just said, ma'am, do not worry, I'll be there shortly. So we try to play. It's like you're playing your cards.
Balancing your time.
Balancing your time. And when you have so busy dinner, you do not have to show your body standards like you're stressed, you're busy, this and that. Be calm, smiling. The guest shouldn't know. Again, the guest is not bothered how many guests you're taking care.
Correct.
The guest has only said, I paid the money, I need
I
my
want my
service.
service.
So this is what we do in a luxury. We do not show the guest how many guests, and we do not tell the guest also like how many cabins. If the guest asks me questions or asks somebody, we have few rooms. We do not mention the number.
Exactly.
For that reason. So that's what we do.
एक सांग म्हाका रोलन, तूं दिसाक कितलीं वरां एक्चुअल ड्युटी आवर्स तुजी आनी त्या उपरांत तुका रिकामो वेळ मेळलो की ना? तूं तुजो वेळ कसो सादताय?
ड्युटी वरात जायते आसता. especially embarkation, sora work asta. We work 16 hours. But that 16 hours also passes that way. Why? I can give you an example during embarkation for a butler. The guest is leaving, he has to embark the ship by 8 o'clock. The guest is we empty the room. Me and my suite attendant, we are ready for the show. We are on a 100 meter, 200 meters run. We do not talk, but just communicate in this language like this have to be done. Clear all the dirty stuff, all the soil stuff. Get back to the clean. They do the suite attendant, they do the beds and everything. My job is to replenish the fridge. The beer, the champagne service, check everything is done and everything comes up. But the time passes because you have each and every room. And then what do you say? As a butler, we check, recheck, again check. But we do not need to do a mistake because we cannot afford to do a mistake. So that 14 rooms, what we do, me and Souza, so it's all been done. We do have a break, but we cannot take the break because we have to change. We are in a different costume in the morning. We are in our tails in the evening, which is more elegant. So there is the stress this time, but as I say, we don't show it. We need to be a very smart. It's like a movie.
Yeah, considering all this thing, when you have time for yourself, how do you distress yourself when you're free?
Like when I'm free, like the first thing when I'm free, like first thing, I would like to go to the crew mess.
Okay.
I like to have a cup of tea, which is my favorite. I love tea. Without tea, I can't work too. So tea, we'll find 2 or 3 friends, but hardly we talk. Just things like how was the cruise, how is your guest, we discuss that. We go to the room. Once I go to the room, I take shower like I'm there. Okay, my friends say, let's go to the bar. I said, man, I just 16 hours duty. And the friend says, kidhar hai? Chal ek maria. Then he say, okay, 1 beer, like, okay, fine, let's go to crew bar. Have 1 drink, your stress is all gone. But still, tomorrow morning,
You have to be up.
I have to be up. And I start 6
And
o'clock.
give your
again.
best again.
Give your best again. So that's why drinking a beer is just one. But in the same thing, I have to think about tomorrow.
Exactly.
I don't want to go with my drunken face or sobby face in front of the guest. I like to be smiling in the morning. Even the guest is very grumpy, my smile is more important. That's what. So duty hours can be long, can be short, but when I say, Mr. Daniel, it's you, how you take it. If you are a smart guy and you have the potential and the initiative to do
Correct.
it, why not?
Yes.
It should be all set. You are positive, you will be positive, and you will always be there for the positiveness.
Now, you said you give in 16 hours of work, hard work,
Yeah.
totally on your feet,
Yeah.
attentive, and you got to do your best to please your guests who are there, because that is for what you are there.
Yes.
आता इतले करून जेन्ना तूं तुजो रिकामो वेळ साधता आनी तुका तुज्या कुटुंबाचो उगडास येता, यू रिमेंबर युअर फॅमिली बॅक होम, यू रिमेंबर मे बी युअर वायफ, युअर चिल्ड्रन, युअर पेरंट्स, युअर सिबलिंग, तेन्ना तूं कितें कोत्ताय? हाव डू यू नो get on with this kind of a feeling, or you push it to the back of your mind?
Yeah, this is the right question, and it's very difficult question.
And
but
how
yeah,
often do you keep in touch with your family? Now communication has become very easy from the ship.
Yeah. So when it comes to this, like when you know, remember your family, like, okay, fine. Sometimes you're so tired, you pick up the phone, you try to call up your family, your parents, your wife, your sisters, your brothers. But for me, I want to call, and sometimes the phone, you have a bad internet. It's not that internet is always good. You try to call, it's not going through. You're trying again, it's half an hour. And you're tired, your mind is tired. So what I do as a seaman, like if I miss my family, I straight away say, okay, if I don't get a chance to talk, just message it.
Okay.
And just free your mind. And just message that you'll call some other time. And this is the way how I do. We do get homesick, but homesick will not help you. Will never even help you. Be strong from inside.
Okay.
And be so strong that this homesick will turn into happiness. So as I said,
you have to be mentally very strong.
you have to be. You have
When
to be
such
prepared.
thoughts come, some negative feeling comes, you have to got to push it out.
Yes. Leave it alone. Let it go.
Is it true that many youngsters, especially on the cruise line, who are newcomers to this profession, go through such stress kind of feelings?
Yes. In my
And
company.
even they go through a lot of mental disturbances.
Yes.
Is it so? Is it true?
It
Have
is.
you come across such cases
It is.
on your ship?
Yes. In not my ship, in all the ships.
Okay, it happens.
It happens.
Does it happen to the beginners or even to the guys who have done 3-4
It's
sailing contracts?
always to the beginners.
I
It's
see.
always. It's never. Once you finish your one contract, you know what's the thing, you know the
Okay,
business,
okay.
and you know the show must go on.
Okay.
The newcomers, like, okay, I can give an example, who have stayed with their parents or with their loved one for long time, who have not taken this kind of a job or this kind of a challenge. I'm come here because you don't have day off in the ship.
Right.
And don't even think of a day off. So you work, eat, cabin. Work, eat, cabin. This is your three things you have. After that, there's nothing. You are just inside of the box. But once you get used to it and you can remove your time, yes, you are a winner. People get seasick, homesick and everything. Like they say, where am I? Why did I take this job? I don't like it. But once they get used to it, secondly, when you start earning, as I say, when I was a dishwasher, I was shy. 180 pounds is a big money for me in my country, right? It's a big money I'm getting overtime. So why should I look on the other side? Look at this position. Make the money, enjoy my life back home. Yes, my position is very low. I cannot get the facilities what the officers are having. But yes,
Correct.
when I go home with that money, I can act like an officer back home.
Back home.
Yes, indeed.
So that is what keeps you going.
Yes, indeed.
And other guys too. Am I right?
Yes.
Tell me something. After all this thing that you do, the efforts that you put in, the hard work that you do, the 16 hours of duty, whenever a cruise liner calls at a port somewhere and you know that country or that city is beautiful, anytime you get the opportunity to take a shore leave and go out, how often have you done it and what are the places that you have seen briefly?
Like, yes, we do get the opportunities to go out, but it's you. Sometimes you get so tired, your body needs to be relaxed because you need to run the show in the evening. As a butler, we start 6 o'clock, we serve breakfast, and then you have this 4 hours off. In these 4 hours, where will I go? Yes, we are exploring. It's a beautiful place. Like, you go to France, you go to Germany, you go to the Caribbean, you go to the South, you go to North America. It's a different because every place, like Daniel, is a learning. When a lot of people ask me, which is your favorite place? My answer is, everything is my favorite. Why? Because I'm learning different things.
At every place that you visit.
It's always plus and minus. Some places where you see like Alaska. It's a beautiful place with ice. You see the bald eagles. You can see the whales, the orcas. We don't have this in India. Ice. We have these mountains in Kashmir, but here I'm seeing it live. So it's a new adventure. Oh wow! It's a great place. Good atmosphere. The environment. So you smell. You feel the freshness of the air.
Okay.
And it's very nice. Like you go to places like Brazil. Oh, we are from Goa, Portuguese. They speak Portuguese. Soccer is there. We go to Portugal.
So you have done all the sports.
I've done a lot of sports. Yeah.
All the
Yes,
sports.
yeah.
Roland, I want to take you back in time when COVID-19 pandemic struck the world.
Yeah.
What was the situation like then? Were you sailing at that time? Were you on board the cruise? What was it, and how did that particular period?
So then, I was during the COVID, I was signing off. That was in April or May, and I was working for Disney that time. And my manager came and asked me, like, Roland, see, there's going to be a lockdown. Do you want to go home? I said, why not? He said, even though my contract is coming to an end. Then he said to me, Roland, if you want to go, you're ready. I said, I am going home because I don't want to stay locked down in the ship. Because after that, I don't know when I'm going home. When I came home, I reached to the airport. The next day was a big lockdown in Goa. Stayed at home, enjoyed with family, but nothing. Now it was 3 months. And then I said, I cannot even stay idle. As I said, Daniel, like, I had seen people, small business doing it. So I put myself, like, I had an intention, like, I will put a small business.
During the COVID time?
Yes. So I was selling
Back
fish.
home in Goa?
In Goa. I was selling fishes. Why? Because...
You were selling fish, you said?
Yes, I was selling fish.
And how did you manage it?
It's not it's it was like an idea just came into my thought. Like I didn't want it to remove the earnings from what I earned from the ship because that was my capital. Because I don't know when this lockdown is going to continue.
Nobody was sure.
Nobody knows sure. And it was a great lesson for everybody.
So you did this. Hats off
Yes,
to you.
I did it. I came into it like I live in Dabolim and we have all the bungalows over there. So I targeted all the aged people,
Okay.
took their numbers, made it a group. 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning, go to the dockyard jetty. Whatever the boats come, because I had, as Simon was my wife's cousin and they have fishing boats and a lot of the friends. So taking pictures, fishes, prawns, but I was very good enough. I would not take the expensive fishes. I would take the fish where people can afford.
Moderate rates.
Moderate rates. Take the picture, send it to WhatsApp. By 11:30, whatever order came to me, packed it and delivered it. So by 1 o'clock, I'm done.
This is something very amazing, Roland, that immediately your mind worked to do something like that.
Yes.
Huh? So for that short period, you became a small-time businessman.
Yes. It was a big learning, and I would learn like how to sell fishes. I didn't know how to sell fishes.
Yeah, but it's very inspiring story. You
Yes.
didn't want to keep yourself idle,
Yeah.
but
I
you did
didn't-
something.
Yes, I did something because I came
And
from
a very positive at it.
in a positive way. And my wife, she supported me a lot.
Okay.
In fact, my mother-in-law supported me a lot because she was into whole and soul into this business. And
Hats
she
off,
trained me.
hats off to you.
Thank
for
you so
this.
much.
Yes, yes. Something very nice. Tell me something, Roland. Can you share an incident in your life as a seaman, which really left a lasting impact on your mind? Any incident that may have taken place during your voyage, to do with your guest, to do with the ship, to do with your job, and that has really left a
Like
impact.
there are a lot of things, but there was something like I will still remember when I was in Disney, and there was a family, and I still remember they were from Ohio, and they were in my table. Family was very shy. I gave my introduction, I gave the menu briefing, whatever you want to order, the drinks and everything. But Daniel, as the way I was giving my spill about introduction and explaining about the food, the couples, I mean the family, well mannered, but very shy. Didn't wanted to order so much, but I could smell it. Me and my assistant could smell it. But that time I gave them such a great service. Even like for me, I've been trained like there is not like you are VIP and that is different. Whoever's come on the cruise lines are VIP guests. As you say, make them feel special and treat them as an individual. And very important, have a knowledgeable crew member. So I was serving so nice and they were so impressed. I was not expecting anything from them. But when the parents came to me and they said, Roland, we are so happy we came on a Disney cruise line and we are so blessed that we had a waiter like you because you gave us everything. You were attention to details in what we wanted. You even cut the food off my kid. You even fed my kid, which we don't do. You have spoiled us. And it was really a big impression for me. And like I was like a big wow. And he said to me, Roland, to bring my family on a Disney cruise line, it took me like 8 years of savings. Now this word, 8 years of savings, as I said to you, people to come on a cruise line, some are rich, some are filthy rich, but some save a lot of money
to make it there.
to make it there. And he said to me, and the parents, like the couple said, you made our cruise a very voyageable cruise and we will never forget. And that was the best thing which I ever heard. And I wish like a lot of people do the same thing because you are getting blessings right in front of you.
So this small incident and this memory will remain with you for a lifetime.
It will always,
Yeah.
it will always be remembered.
Having spoken so much about your life on board the cruise liner and your working schedules, your responsibilities, duties, say if you did not land a job on the cruise lines, what do you think you would have been doing back home in Goa or Mumbai? What other profession may you have picked up like that?
Yeah, like it was like I was very good in music.
Okay.
I'm not a singer, but I love music, I love dancing. I was too much into shows
I see.
when I was in a young age, like organizing Valentine days and this and that.
Okay.
I had all the friends. Like organizing shows, which is a big thing in the market. Like, okay, today is Easter. Let's do a Easter dance. Get the DJs
So you
organized.
were kind of an event manager or
Like an event
organizer.
manager, not
Okay.
a big professional,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
way where you can do a startup where you know that there are people who are going to come. It's all about mindset and business.
Right.
So that was also my second option.
Good.
Which when I came from a cruise line when I was young, I did with my friends. We organized a Valentine's Day and it was a big hit. Organizing a Valentine's Day at the age of 19 is a big thing for me.
Okay.
Yes, we did profit, but not a high profit, but it was good. It was a success. We did pamphlets, overnight, standing, rocking, all the place, the stations, sticking posters on the walls.
So that was all fun. Excitement.
That was all fun, excitement. So that was the only thing.
End of it, you made some profit also.
Indeed, but we didn't keep it for us. We made a big party because everybody worked hard. It was a team.
I want now to take you back to your cruise line, okay? I've heard some cases of late in the last few years, recent years, and especially after pandemic. Many of our Goan seamen who have been working on cruise lines for several years, some of the best cruise lines with good positions, they are gradually giving up working on the cruise ships. They are opting out for the Portuguese passport and they are moving out to the UK.
Yes.
Do you have any plans like this, Roland? And why is this option exercised by many of our Goan boys?
First thing, what you get on the ship, you don't get it on the land. What you get it on the land, you don't get on the ship. First, ship, you will save money. You're not taxed. You go on the land, you make money, but you pay the house rent, food, this, everything. Secondly, the life standard. I see in people are making Portuguese passport. To India, London and Saugila. But you know, Daniel, I really appreciate and I salute to those people who are working in London. They are also hard-working people. They do work very hard. They also sacrifice a lot of things. But in the same way, they do not save. It's like we Goans are like always happy-go-lucky. Who's thinking about tomorrow? What has to be done today has to be done today, and what has done to be today has to be done now. Has to be done now. So why we worry about tomorrow? So we go, but it's in our blood. So the land is more comfortable for them because they know Saturday, Sunday they're going to have holiday. In the ship,
there's no holiday.
Ship don't even think about
So
Saturday.
you have any plans like this? For the
I
future?
do not have plans.
Okay.
I am happy with ship
Okay.
life.
You said we like to party, we like to enjoy.
Yes.
I have another pointed question to you. एक गोंयकार in नोदरीन तुझ्या तारवार जेन्ना गोंयची फेस्टिवल जातात क्रिसमस म्हणना काय न्यू इयर म्हणना काय गोंयच्या सायबाचें फेस्त इस्टर हें तुमी सांगातान येवन गोंयकार आहात जाल्यार आनीक त्या बोटीचेर तुमी कशे तरेन सेलिब्रेट करतात? हाऊ डू यू एन्जॉय दिस डे?
See, not all the feasts like Saint Francis Xavier we can't do. We can do it from our heart. Like we can gather 2-4 people. Like okay, we have 15 Goans, but now I'm working for Crystal. I'm the only guy from Goa.
No other Goans there.
There's no Goans, and
I see.
guess what? It's nothing that I'm sad. It's good. I have different people. I'm the person who loves to mix up with different nationalities. Yes, when I was in Disney, we had Goans. We enjoyed with Goans. Are, Sanjao, let's do St. John the Baptist. Okay, what is maximum you're going to do?
Yeah.
Drink. Second day, then someone is drunk. Tomorrow morning, there's a problem.
Correct.
Yeah. My suggestion is this: as you work on a cruise line, you work, you party, but be responsible.
Do it responsibly.
Do
in
it
other words.
responsibly, so
Responsibly.
that you do not put down the other guy's fame down.
Tell me something, Roland. Having worked on the cruise ship for last 20 years, you sound very positive, you sound very confident, and everything tells me, your body language tells me you are really enjoying your job and you are enjoying this, life on board the ship. What have you achieved so far in your personal life?
The first thing what I enjoy is my confidence, which is growing. Second, I believe in myself because I am looking for a certain position.
Okay.
I do not want to be a manager, but I want to be a leader. There's a lot of difference between a manager and a leader. A manager will only manage people. A leader can take his people to a success.
Mm-hmm.
For me as a leader, train, retain, motivate. As I tell my people, you do mistakes, you admit your mistake. You learn from your mistake, but you do not repeat from your mistake. So the achievement what I get is very important. Working on a cruise line, you are getting so confident because you are working with different nationality who are more experienced than you. I'm still a learner.
Mm-hmm.
Even the person who's not experienced and who's working with me, when I see his or her culture, I'm learning. I'm seeing the behavior, the body language, how he or she speaks. It's very thing about like how you get confidence. So tomorrow when you are in a different place, I'll be the same place and you will be the motivator of others.
Okay.
So that's what is like. Achieving is very important. It's not that people say like, I also sometimes say, this cruise line is like, sucks. We use the word sucks. What do you think? Like no life, this and that. But once you come home, when you enjoy,
You're a king.
you're working. And then after 1 month, man, when I'm going back on the ship,
Mm-hmm. This is the feeling you get.
this feeling, I need those Benjamin Franklin. It should be, that is there. I'll be very open.
Okay.
I'll be very open.
तुका केन्ना गोंयच्या तरवार आसतना गोंयच्या जेवणाचो उगडास येता जेवणच्या खाणाचो उगडास येता गोंयच्या स्वीट्स डेलिकसीचो उगडास येता आनी तेन्ना कितें कोत्ताय
वय ही सारकी खबर केन्ना केन्ना गोंयची जेवणाची उगडास येता रेचार बांगडे बिबिंका दोदोलां मागीर केन्ना कोत्ता आमी पुलाव कोत्ताय दुकरा मास चॉप्स पूण सांगूं जायना ही बोट आमचे वी वील नॉट गेट दीस फूड येस इन पियानो वी यूज टू गेट दीस फूड
ओके
like cherisan was like sausages was there.
कोण तरी घेवन येतालो
कोण तर घेवन येताले but
तूं वेताना वताय
wait but not other cruise lines will be like piano.
ओके
So piano is a company but you feel like you're home, you're not on the ship.
It was a Goa away
It
from
was
Goa away
yeah.
from Goa
Yeah, it's Goa away from Goa because you have every feast people speak Konkani, they have mass, they have shows like everything they sing in Konkani like somebody is singing songs of Edge Britain and somebody singing song from Lorna.
तुवें आतां जेवणाची खबर केली कांतारांची खबर केली एन्जॉयमेंट खबर केली तुमचें देवस्पणी जिवीत योर रिलिजियस सायड कशें ओखण उरता कशें मजबूत उरता तारवार आसतना मिसाक वचप ना इगोज ना कांय ना हाऊ डू यू मेंटेन योर रिलिजियस
See,
foundation there
Daniel,
strong?
we are Catholics. Yes, every Sunday we go to church. Ship also has not a church, but there's a priest. But you do not have the time because 7 o'clock he has a mass. 7 o'clock, 6:30 we start
You
our
are
duty.
already working.
Working. So having Bible in the floor and we speak. Yes, for me it's important. As long God is in your heart, keep it within your heart. Be strong. And do not do wrong things. Having things, be blessed by Him. Read the Bible if you have the time. I read sometimes I neglect. But I always pray and I go.
Okay.
I say the sign of the cross. I read the Psalm 91 and I walk it out.
Okay.
Because that's my confidence. Like I know there will be no troubles. And if trouble comes, it's washed away.
Correct.
So religious is in your heart. Because there are different nationalities. Religious people, we have Hinduism, we have Muslims. Who also wants to pray, but they have God in their heart. So that's a strong feeling.
Roland, last question before I end this chat. आतां 20 वर्सां तारवार तुवें सारलीं
Right.
आनीक कितलीं अशीं वर्सां तुका तारवार नोकरी करची उमेद आसा आनी फुडली येवजण कितें A quick answer to this question. We have run out of time.
Yeah. So basically, I'm saying like I did 20 years. I don't know where I'm going to end. I always say I'm going to end, but it never happens. End is not there for a cruise line. It's you who's going to end it. And I don't think so. There is things where until I am done with cruise lines. But still, as I said, I have more places to see.
Yes.
I have more to learn and I have more to earn. So this is where if I get a job, something a prestigious way, if I had a good position, I will go to the cruise lines. But if I'm happy with my butler's job, I will stay as a butler, I will anticipate gas needs, and I will stay smiling always.
Thank you very much, Roland.
Well, thank you
for this
very much.
wonderful chat that I had with you today.
Pleasure is always mine, Mr. Daniel, and was likewise.
Thank you. तर हो जावन आसलो रोलंड फेर्नांडीस वास्कोचो. भुरगेसपणीत तांणी तारवार पांये दवरलो. आतां ओदीक 20 वर्सां जालीं तो तारवार नोकरी करता आनी ताचें सगळें एक म्हणल्यार तो एकदम कॉन्फिडंट आनी ताची एक उर्बा आसली, आशा आसली की तांणी तारवार वेचो आनी आपलो फुडार करचो. तांणी तें केलें आनी right now also he has got certain priorities, certain focus in mind where he wants to reach and achieve that. We wish him all the best. So तुम्ही पळयत रावात तुमचे आवडीची कार्यावळ गोंयचे तारवटी आनी तुमचे आवडीचें चॅनल द CCR TV चॅनल. थँक यू.